Hello. Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hi, this is Christine Crowell, and welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk to you about how much gold or silver that you need to be able to buy. I'm using this as a really strong example, for example, what you need to actually purchase a house, for example. Now, what I want to say to you is that you can look at this as a long-term plan. I'm not saying to get a house overnight. I'm not referring to that whatsoever. I'm referring to purchasing a house in, say, 5, 10 years time, for example. And today's video is about how you can go about doing that, depending on where your location is and where you want to purchase the house, for example. That will that will also determine the length of years, for example, for that particular house. So welcome to my channel, and I'm so glad that you're here. And what I want to do is I'm just going to do this 1 second. Just have to mute this, so hopefully everything is fine and you can still hear me. And what I really want to say is welcome to the channel, for example, and thank you so much for being here and for your subscriptions as well as your likes as well. So I do really appreciate you taking the time out to be here today. So I'm going to go through this because it's important that we look at all the different strategies that we can use to grow our business, for example, and also to, if you don't have a business, and you're just looking at getting some money together so that you can purchase your own home, or for a family member, for example, I'm going to be providing you with some guidance. Now, I am not a professional finance expert whatsoever, so please do seek financial advice regarding this, because this is just an experience of what I would do if I was to purchase a house in, say, 5 to 10 years. So today's video is about how real estate and gold work together for smart investing, because they go hand in hand as well, providing you're at the right time, for example, in the market, because sometimes houses can fluctuate quite a bit. So you have to make sure that when you're ready to buy, that it is at the right price and not at an over exaggerated price, for example. So this will, by you saving gold or silver, for example, this will really enable you to have a really strong position, and also to look at what it is that you want the house for. Is it for yourself, or maybe you want to do rental, for example, and rent the property out? So depending on that, it all depends on the amount that you're going to need. Now, I do have a free guide here, which is a straightforward, simple guide for you to have a look at, to give you some really good tips on how you could go about doing that, starting off slowly. So real estate prices, they're shifting all the time. Whereas with gold and silver, they're on the rise. And this really is what you call smart investing. They're both used to build wealth. Now, there's plenty of people around the world that is buying gold and silver like there's no tomorrow. Some people, they're spending 50 million, 100 million, a billion, you might as well say, because they're buying it up. Now, there's companies out there that do industrial manufacturing, for example, that need this silver, because otherwise they're not going to be able to function, for example. So this is why I'm saying to you to buy the silver and to buy the gold before it runs out, because the silver mines are they are being depleted, and it is really, according to experts, it is, and I put a link here as well where the video is, it is due to run out in 20 years time, for example, if they don't find other mines, for example. And this is on a global scale that I'm referring to, and there's plenty of landmines, for example, around the world. Now, Canada has one of the biggest land mine. So, you know, around the world, we've all got precious metals and not everybody, should I say, but there's precious metals like gold, silver, rhodium, platinum, copper, silver, you name it. Okay. Now, there's also minerals as well. Okay. And there's a big shift happening. Okay. People are warring over this, for example. So in today's video, I want to break down with you the powerful connection between real estate, inflation, and precious metals, and why understanding this relationship can help you make better financial decisions over the next 5 years, for example. So, welcome back to the channel, and if you are serious about building long-term wealth, then hit the like, subscribe to the channel, because today's strategy could be something that's going to help you in your planning for your wealth in the future, for example. So why real estate and gold move together? Now, gold price charts, like I've got here, I'm going to show you here. This one here, today's, I printed this off today, and it's saying $2,989.63. That is the price when I was printing this morning from the website that I got this from, which is, I'm going to put the link here as well so that you'll be able to see it. So that's the gold price. That was live, and that was this morning. I'll put the link here, but it also talks about investing in gold, gold bullion, frequently asked questions. Also, I printed off the silver price, for example, which is $33.92 per ounce. Like I said, this $2,989, this is per ounce. Look at the difference. But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Because like when I did the video yesterday, I talked about how precious silver, I believe, is going to become, because it's got dual purpose. It is used for retail, but it's also used for manufacturing, industrial, for example. And they're going to need to be able to build more grids to do the electronic vehicles, for example, the solar panels. Now, there could be a stage in time whereby the silver can be, you know, like revamped, you know, if it's been, you know, thrown away because it's broken or whatever, then you can see whether you can get like scrap silver, for example, because something is broken and they've had to, you know, throw it away, send it to the scrap yard or whatever. Now, that is a good way of getting metal, by the way, is if you know of a scrap yard, you can go there and see if you can get some scrap metal, for example. Now, another way is, like I've been saying, doing scrap gold parties as well, doing gold and silver. So, because the reason why I'm mentioning this is because you can get gold and silver at a reduced rate from the spot price. Sometimes it can be like 30% less, for example. So that is a good savings for you. as well as the inflation is increasing price wise, the value is increasing. It's a win-win situation for you. Okay, so real estate and gold might seem like two different completely assets, but in reality, they have a wonderful connection. So, gold is an edge against inflation. When the economy slows, investors move their money into gold, which is what we are seeing a lot of. Or maybe you're not, and I'm here to tell you that there's people, they're just buying gold. Governments are buying gold. Governments are buying silver. Banks are buying silver and gold. Family offices are buying silver and gold. They want it. They literally want it physically, not on a piece of paper. They don't believe. Well, the dollar is devaluing, for example, so they are looking at having something tangible in their hands, for example. And you should be looking at something like this as well. So, like I said, gold is an edge against inflation. So, with the economy as it's slowing down, people are moving their money into gold and silver instead. They're purchasing it at mass, tons, not ounces, but tons, because they are aware that the gold and silver could literally run out, not right away, but many years to come, for example. So real estate, like I said, it's a long-term store value. Gold has that same relationship. So right now, if you're seeking both inflation and rising interest rate, this means investors need to have a strategy.